Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Dana August Nails and welcome back to my channel. So let's jump right in with this Barbie nail art tutorial. As you can see, I've already prepared my red iguana silicone practice finger with tips. And we will be working with a lot of glitter today, guys. So first of all, we'll be using Mia's Secret Cake, beautiful pink acrylic, and now the glitters. This is a beautiful sugary glitter. It has holographic effect to it. And then we're using a bit of tinsel, also pink and holographic. And last but not least, we will be using some large hexagons that are also holographic, like a nice little mermaidy scale effect that these guys have. So I'm using my Model Ones number 8. And I'm applying wet beads of acrylic just to help that glitter have something to stick to. And I will be getting these as close to the cuticle as I can. I lost a little bit of glitter there. Close to the cuticle as I can, because essentially your nail would never really be white, but seeing as how our natural nail is white, I want to try to cover that as much as I can. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, which is, it would be right if your thought was, well, you should have got an acrylic that matches closely to the glitter that you were putting down so that you could be able to cover this up. But essentially, guys, your natural nail bed won't be white, and so I didn't see the need to do this. And as we move on, you'll see that I was able to cover this nice and neat. So we're going to apply this, and we're going to keep going, and then at the very end, we're going to create a nice little slant. As you can see how I applied that last bead of acrylic, we're going to create a nice little slant at the bottom of this, and then we're going to push up our next bit of glitter right up to that slant. So guys, don't forget to let me know in the comments how you're doing, and maybe your thoughts about my last set. That would be awesome. So here I actually had to cut that little hexagon right there just to get one little piece of glitter to cover up this little tiny section right there. That is one of the weirdest things that have happened to me, but I don't think it's gonna be the weirdest that has ever happened. So this time I wanted to take a bead of acrylic, dip it into that tinsel and see what happened. And it picked up a little bit, but then what I decided to do right after I laid that bead down is still apply more tinsel onto that wet acrylic. So I did a combination of this, and as you can see, I'm pushing it right up to that slant that we created with the hexagon glitter, and I will be applying this tinsel in a slant also, and then I'll be coming in with the next glitter, and we're just going to keep slanting and slanting and slanting until we get to the tip, and we actually end up leaving the tip clear, so you'll be able to see all of this. So let me know if you just have to have glitter on your fingers every set you do. Doesn't matter if it's one finger, doesn't matter if it's an ombre or if it's like a three-way blend or something, there has to be glitter because you have a problem. And it's one you're not trying to fix. I loved playing around with this. I don't do a lot of pink, not in any aspect of my life, not even in wardrobe. But I kind of fail when it comes to glitter. Like I have to do it. It just, I don't care what color. Glitter is glitter is glitter. And I love the way the light reflects on all of this. And there you can see little slants. And now we're coming in with that really fine glitter. And again, I took a bead of clear, I dipped it into the glitter. It didn't pick up as much as I would like, so I do keep it nice and wet, because then I take more of the raw glitter just with my brush or whatever monomers on there, and then I apply it directly onto that first layer of acrylic that I put down. And again, I'm slanting all of this. I'm pushing it up very, very close, actually right up against the previous layer of glitter that we added. I'm going to keep doing this. Don't forget to do with the screen prompts, with those letters, those words. Guys, if you're interested in seeing me do a specific look, go ahead and leave that in the comments, and I will do my endeavor best to get that for you. But I would really love that. I would really love to get a few requests, so go ahead and do that in the comments. And here's a closer look of what all of the glitter looks like applied so far. And now we're coming in with Mia's Secret Cake, and this is from the Fruity collection, guys. And having watched my videos before, I love this acrylic. However, most of the acrylics do marble a bit, so I suggest you shake them, you swirl them around a little bit, you do everything you can, and even then just work with wet beads so that you can sort of work those in before they start settling. And as you can see, again, I am creating a nice slant. And I did build this acrylic up quite a bit because with the wet beads, it did come off a little bit sheer. So I did build this up a bit. I'm having spasms over all this pink. It looks so much better on nails than it would look like if I wore pink. You know what I mean? So I guess this is how I'll have to like display my love of pink, would be in my nails. And I'm just continuing to apply glitter where I see fit, and honestly, being able to go back and forth like this, I was actually quite surprised that I did not contaminate my monomer at all, because I did not change it even when it came to clear capping, and I didn't have any issues. So I will leave that tip clear and just apply me a secret clear acrylic to it. As you can see right here. And guys, I am so super excited with how I'm growing when it comes to clear capping. Like, I am so grateful to be able to watch my videos and see how far I've come, and then even to watch this video today and know that I'm only gonna get better. Like, I am so excited. I'm super excited. I'm excited for anyone else that's also on this journey with everything. It doesn't have to be nails, but with everything you keep practicing, you're gonna get so much better. And I just happen to have video footage of how I grew that I get to share with my awesome subscribers. If you didn't know, I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. So I'm working with very wet beads because I want that clear acrylic to seep into all of the cracks of the glitters, because it's not laying as flat as it's laying as flat as you can get it, but there are still little cracks and crevices that you really want the wet glitter to seep into. And this will help you not get any bubbles as you're applying your clear acrylic, so work with wet beads. And I've made my cuticle bead, and I will continue to apply to build my apex, guys. I did want to show you guys how I clean my brushes after this. So as you can see, there's acrylic in there, so I dip it into my monomer, right? And now I'm adding acetone into another dapping dish, and I'm getting as much of that monomer off as I possibly can, wiping it off a little bit, and then I go into that acetone and I'm just swirling it. Okay, you want to put in enough, and you don't want to push it into the dapping dish so that it bends. And then I wipe it off a little bit as well, and then I go back into the monomer. This is what is called conditioning, and I learned this from Susie's nail career education, but here's what I also do that's like personal to me. I always try to get my brush back to that tip, that point that it initially came to me in when it was like brand new. And I do this with all of my brushes, and it keeps them nice and shaped, and then I just use it like I bought it brand new. So that's just a little tip I wanted to show you guys. So here is my apex. I'm still working on it where it's being placed, but it is getting better. So we will be flying. Well, if you can fly, do it. But we will be filing in this video. Using my Glitter Bells metal filing board, I'm using the 100 grit side to taper in those sidewalls and really refine the shape. And from then I'll go underneath the nail to get any sort of drippings of acrylic, and also to keep the shape as crisp as I possibly can. I'm getting really used to putting my filing routine in there. And once that's happened, I'm going to taper in the sidewalls just a little bit more. I really want to debulk as much as I can, and the 100 grit file is really good for that. Be very careful though getting to the cuticle area with this, because you don't want to cut your client. Notice that I have my finger, well, if the nail kept still and didn't move like a client's nail wouldn't, I would keep my finger in between the file and the client's skin just to make sure. So once I've gone around the cuticle, I will now start going down the barrel of the nail. And I file in all directions, moving from side to side so that I don't take off more product on one end. I want to keep it nice and even, but the reason I move in all different directions is because even after buffing, which we will do, I want to make sure that the polish, the top coat, whatever I'm applying after, can grip onto it nice and neat. And if you file in one direction, sometimes you will still get a little bit of slippery and slidiness where the top coat or the gel polish will move. So I want to give it all sort of like spots to grab onto. And now that we are done, we are going to do a bit of artwork. And as you can see, I've got my Barbie logo, which is, the head and the Barbie word all painted. So I'll be using Model 1's cream number 14, and this is number 8008. I don't know why it didn't come up. And 1323, I have it there. I was going to use it for a bit of highlighting, but I was winging it, not going to lie. I had no idea how this logo was going to go. But in the end, we did not use 1323. But I'm just drawing the little head, Barbie's head that generally pops up on all of her logos. So I'm starting with her hair, and this is a silhouette, guys, okay? It's gonna be all in pink. And so that was the top of her head, and now I'm sort of doing that curved line, which is where her eye would initially be, and then we're coming in with her nose, and just at the base of her nose, we're gonna create a little bit of space for where her lip line would be. And then we're gonna take the bottom of that lip line and turn it into her chin and her jaw and just curve it into her neck. And then we're going to refine the shape of the top of her head because this is going to lead into her very, very high ponytail. Barbie is the staple for ponytails, okay? And then we're drawing her neck, which, if you guys know, it basically cuts off to just below her collarbone, like just where it would go into the chest area. So it's kind of like a bust of Barbie's head, just stopping just below the collarbone. And now we're curving that first line of the beginning of her neck, the very first line, curving it into the back line, which is the back of her neck. And now we're working on that high pony, because that pony is signature, guys, I told you. So I ended up mixing Model 1 solid cream number 14 and the gel polish 8008 together to come up with this nice shade of pink. It's a hot pink. I didn't want it to be too pastel or too different from the glitter that's already there. And guys, I'm just painting on the raw surface of the nail after buffing. I didn't apply a matte top coat or anything like that. So just giving you guys a heads up, however you work is best for you. Maybe you do a matte top coat. It's really like what works for you. But for me, I kind of dabble in between. Maybe I do a matte, maybe I don't. But sometimes I just leave out a step if it's like in the interest of time. And doing a little top coat really only does take maybe a minute or so to apply and cure. But for me, I just went in. Just really went in. And you guys will notice that I do that a lot with my videos. Because to me, this is the only issue is that the gel polish would sort of soak into the acrylic, but adding the cream, it makes it a little bit thicker than regular gel polish, so it doesn't do that as quickly as possible. If I were solely working with gel polish, I would maybe apply a matte, maybe I wouldn't. It would just be on how quick I would, say in my head that I'm going to be working with this artwork. But working quick as you can will prevent bleeding of any sort. And because I did mix this gel polish in with some cream, I need to cure it for 60 seconds so that I don't get any wrinkling. And now I'm just filling in this silhouette. And in that space that we created from the top of her head to her nose, we will be drawing a bit of an eyelash just to finish up the silhouette look. It was so fun to do this. The little girl inside me screamed so loud. And as you can see, we did add that lash already, and so it's really looking like, what I envisioned it. And I'm just applying a little more, like little droplets of gel polish, really feathering them in so that I can get a really opaque look, like just even color straight across. And then I will be curing it for 60 seconds in the lamp like I mentioned, and then I will apply my base coat just to fill in any cracks and crevices left from filing and buffing, and then I will apply my top coat, and then I will cure that. So base coat, cure for 30 seconds, then top coat for 30 seconds, and all of those will be Model 1s, and you'll see that in another second or so. Yes, so base coat by Model 1s. And I'm getting it all over that drawing as well, because I do know that I have a little bit of lumps and some bumps, and this will smooth it all out, or at least as much as it can, so that I can get that straight line of light that we're all essentially looking for when we're doing shiny top coats and artwork. We want to make sure everything's nice and leveled. So in the lamp for 30 seconds, get a load of that glitter, and Model 1's top coat. And I will apply this top coat at the, I'll flip the nail over and apply it at the bottom of the nail, because guys, I want to have that tip of that nail be nice and clear and more crystally. And because I did not clip the tip, I did have the number 5 showing up. Just take your file and file that off before you apply this top coat, and boom, feel like it never was there. But look at how the glitter's lined up at the bottom of that nail. So good. Oh, so much glitter, so much good glitter. Now I really wanted to zoom into this, and I do apologize, but this is the best footage that I could get. So we are going to write the word Barbie as best as we can, and I do apologize, but I will explain. So first of all, you want to get the logo from Google, and then you want to take your dotting tool and dip it right into that mix that you did. And the reason why I did the dotting tool is because I was able to maneuver it a lot better than a brush, in that it would not move, like the tip of the brush would bend and twist, which is essentially good for some art, but I wanted something more solid. So I focused on the B at first, and then I did the A, and then the R, and then I'm going to draw in the B, and I'll just continue until the full word is spelled out. And I do apologize, when I get this close to the camera, it has a hard time focusing on my hand or the work that I'm doing. But I will be bringing it up close. And at the very top of that eye, I will be drawing the little flower that always pops up. There it is. It's almost always there. And that is Barbie. So before curing this, guys, we will add a bit of clear acrylic. And we want to keep adding clear acrylic, like you'll see in the next second. Yep, there we are. We're going to keep adding clear acrylic to this, because the first layer of clear acrylic that you add essentially gets soaked into the gel, and it will soak it up and still reveal that shininess. So you want to keep adding until it soaks all of it, and then it gets a nice matte finish. And this you will cure in the lamp for 60 seconds, just because there's cream involved in this mix, guys. And that finishes up this bit of artwork for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on social media, leave me a comment, and I will definitely leave a picture and a video for you guys. Thanks so much for supporting me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.